Welcome, all my lock fairies. This is Houston Lock Fairy. My name is Raina, but I am the owner and master loctician here at Houston Lock Fairy in Houston, Texas, in the Galleria area. If you are a client, thank you so much for watching today. And if you are a subscriber, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video. So I'd like to get started today and just tell a little story about how I got started. And I'm going to be very, frank with you guys. I'm going to be very relaxed. This is not a formal setting. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I may jump around a little bit, but that's the vibe that I want to give off. I want to let you know that you're comfortable here. You're comfortable with me, and this is a judgment-free zone. This is a safe zone, and I'd love to share my story with you and hopefully hear back from you guys and see if, if it's relatable and, if you've been through any similar experiences or if you're interested in, anything that I'm saying in this video today. So I'm just going to get started. And I do want to note that this is my very first live, talking YouTube video. I do want to start this series off with an introduction. This is my introduction. I want to tell you who I am. I want to tell you about me. I want to tell you about my family, my journey, my career, and I want you to follow me along this journey because I feel like I am honestly working with my gift in my purpose, walking in my purpose, and God is leading me along this path, and I need to start documenting. And I think um today is the day to do it because this month marks my 4 years as a loctician and as a business owner, official business owner. Um, and I wish I would have documented from day one, but the nerves and the doubt and the self doubt and, my confidence wasn't there. So that's why I didn't start day one. I didn't think that I would make it to year 4. So I'm excited to be here, one, and I'm excited for my future. So, anyone that can relate to anything in this video, I want to hear from you. I would love to hear from you because I think the main reward in this business for me is connecting with my people. And I want to know where my people at. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get started. So let me tell you how I got in this. Where should we begin? I think when I started my locks in 2016, my daughter was 1 years old, and I have had every hairstyle that you can think of. My husband began his lock journey in 2015, and we started to research locks. Um, I owe him 100% creative credits. At the beginning of this journey, I had no idea about locks. I had no idea about dreadlocks. I've always loved them. I've always been fascinated by them. I've always, been, interested in like, oh, those are beautiful. Like, how long you been growing those? Look how long they are. Like, oh my gosh. Like, so they've always piqued an interest, but I've never thought that I would have locks. I never thought that I could even, make my hair do that. Like, I just didn't know enough information about them. So when I am welcoming you into my lock fairy world, I understand that you have no idea about what locks are, the culture of locks, the history of locks, because that's where I once was. I was once you. So I understand not having the first idea about locks. And so I enjoy teaching now about the amazing world of locks. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So I started my lock journey. Okay. Well, first I started my husband's journey in 2014. Not knowing what I was doing, not knowing anything about locks. We watched some YouTube videos and I just went for it. I have been in the beauty industry for 20 plus years and I specialize in natural protective styles. Sew-ins were my specialty, weaves, wigs, quick weaves, braiding, all of that. But I feel like my true calling was for locks. Locks have opened me up into a whole new world. They've introduced me to a whole new way of thinking, a whole new way of living. And so I am truly passionate about locks more than I am about any other hairstyle. So saying that, I started my journey because the loctician that my husband found, um, I watched him while he got his hair maintained because I didn't know how to maintain it, and so he had to find someone to go to, and so he found an amazing loctician, and so she is also someone I credit very heavily because she let me watch the maintenance. She answered questions that I had about it as a, a fellow beauty professional that I had, and she answered everything for me. And so I became more and more interested. So I started researching, reading, watching videos, searching for articles, reading websites, just, obsessing about locks because I was just, thrilled that this is a style that doesn't that requires minimum to low maintenance, like very minimum maintenance. And I'm like, wait. I just had this baby and I can't even spend 5 minutes on my hair because I don't even have any time for myself. And so, I'm scrambling. I'm trying to do my own hair. I've always done my own hair. So I'm at home, gluing tracks, I'm at home braiding down my head and sewing in my, my bundles and everything. And I was just getting tired of it. I was getting tired of it. I was tired of the braids. So the last set of braids I had before I decided to start my lock journey was at a African braiding shop, and a whole chunk of my hair was pulled out because the braids were too heavy and the hair, it was too much hair and it was pulling on my edges and it pulled my hair out. And I said, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. My husband was enjoying his locks and he had these little baby starter locks. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And it was just growing so much. And so I was like, let me try this out. So the loctician that my husband found and started going to, I asked her could she start my locks. We did that 2016. That was scary. It was horrifying because I had to learn how to be okay with my own natural hair. And now that is deep, just those words right there, because so many of us, Black women, are not okay with our own natural hair showing in public, on camera, on video, in front of the world. We're not okay with it. I think it's because the way we were raised, the economy, the society, the world has always taught us that straighter is greater, longer is better, or you better get a perm, you better get it straightened, you better get it pressed, you better get a hot comb, and that's what we lived through all of our lives. And so to enter this world where your natural curls, the thickness, the kinkiness, the nappy is a good thing, it blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind that I could walk out the house and go to work without my hair being slicked down or laid to the gods or, just manipulated in a way where it wasn't what it was naturally supposed to do. So I, it took a while. I think in my first year of having locks, my self esteem, my self confidence was on a roller coaster ride. When I got retwists, I felt good about it. But after the retwist grew out and my new growth started showing and started getting frizzy, I started getting scared again. Like I needed to cover up my hair. Like I needed to do something. I needed to mess with it or some kind of way, manipulate it and make it look neat and clean and pretty. And I was just lost. But now I'm found. It took time. And I try to explain this to all of my clients and my followers and subscribers that it's okay. When you get locks, whatever hair texture you have is the perfect hair texture. Let me just say that. Your hair is not supposed to be compared to anyone else's. Locks are unique because dreadlocks form in the way that your hair naturally comes out of your scalp. So, what it's doing is what it's meant to do. I love my hair so much now. No one can tell me anything. I will walk into a room anywhere and wear my locks proud. I feel more confident than I've ever felt in my life. I am going way off topic, y'all. Let's get back to it. So, my locks are amazing and I love them, right? Me, my husband, we both have them now. I started my daughter's locks when she was 2 years old because I wanted her to experience this exact same feeling and know that no one's hair is better than yours. Your hair is perfect just the way it is. So let's curl it. Let's keep curling it. Let's keep curling it and let it grow. And you can see what your natural hair looks like. And it's going to be long. It's going to be beautiful. And we can do all kind of styles with it. And so we're just a family of locks now, thanks to my wonderful, wonderful loctician. Now, I also was working a 9 to 5 at the time because I wanted that stability of having a paycheck every 2 weeks, insurance benefits, the whole nine, everything like that. That's what we all think, right? And so I wanted to get back to working for myself, but I had fell on my face before and had doors slammed in my face before. And just the clients weren't coming for the sew-ins and the braids. And I was a mobile stylist, so I was going to my clients' homes and I didn't have a suite. So I was making it work. I was doing hair out of my house and, on the weekends at night, every chance I could, I was trying to get back into my love for beauty and hair and black hair. And I did it as much as I could until I just realized that's not where my heart is. That's not where my passion is. I have locks now. I want to do locks now. And so I was looking at my loctician. I was like, you are making a great living, and you have a abundance of clients and they all have locks. And so this is just blowing my mind. You're only doing locks and you're making a steady, consistent income and you're providing for your family, you're taking care of yourself, you're comfortable in your skin and your workplace, like you're living the life, and I wanted that. So I admired it so much. I admired her so much. And so one day I just asked her because I just had to get off of work and I just got yelled at, from a manager of the doctors and patients. And, my nerves are bad. My eyes are twitching every day I go home. The commute and the drive and the traffic and the medical center, it's just too much. And so I'm like over it. I'm like, I want to go back to working for myself. I want to get back into doing hair. That's what I really enjoy doing. This is not for me. Corporate world's not for me. Healthcare is not for me. So I asked my loctician one day when I was getting my hair retwisted at one of my appointments. I said, would you mind? Now, wait, let me go back. I asked, I had thought about asking for weeks. I could have texted her, I could have called her, but I wanted to wait until I got to my appointment and look her in her eyes and ask her if she could teach me. And I genuinely asked her out of fear. I was scared because there's so many gatekeepers when it comes to working in a salon and in the beauty industry. People don't want to share their secrets with you, and people don't want to share their methods or their techniques or what they use in their products. They don't want to share their knowledge at all with anyone. So it's like a competition thing. And so you better, get it wherever you can get it and learn how you learn or watch YouTube or something and figure it out. But to actually get the uh, I don't know. I just had to ask. So I worked up the courage and I asked her if she could teach me how to do locks. And I told her I wanna quit my job. I wanna put my 2 weeks notice in, and I wanna get back into the beauty industry. I wanna start back working for myself, being my own boss, and I want to do this not only for me, but for my family. And God gave me the strength to He gave me that courage. He spoke to me and told me this is my path because I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep at night because I couldn't stop thinking about if she said no, how embarrassing that would be. But you know what? You closed mouths do not get fed. And you cannot be scared. You cannot be afraid when you truly want something. So I asked her and she said yes. She took me under her wing. She taught me basically everything. She is my mentor. She is still my mentor. I owe her the world. I want to give her the world. I do everything that I can for her to give back to her because she didn't ask me for anything in return. To come and just shadow her. Um, I would get off of work every day at 5 o'clock. I would drive about 30 minutes to an hour to her salon and I would watch. I would sit in a little stool behind her as she did her clients' retwists and maintenance and lock extensions and styles and how she shampooed and conditioned and detoxed. And I watched and I learned. Now, I was this big boss, was selling bundles, hundreds of dollars, Peruvian, Malaysian, Blasian, Brazilian. I had all the bundles and I was making a lot of money doing sew-ins and weaves and stuff, but I had to come down from being that boss and be the student. I had to humble myself. I had to focus on the bigger picture. And she treated me as an equal, not as a less than. And from there, I started to shampoo for her. I became her shampoo assistant. She wanted to pay me, but I did not want to be paid. I absolutely did not want to be paid. Um, People tipped me. I wanted to give her the tip money. Like I didn't want anything because I appreciated her allowing me to even just be in her presence and be in that space. She is a master loctician, years of experience, okay? Knowledge out of this world. I just wanted to soak it all up. I wanted to learn. So from there, I rented the booth, the chair next to hers in the salon. And before you know it, um, worked up the confidence to get ready to quit my job. I told her that I wanted to put my 2 weeks notice in and I'm ready to do this full time now. She kept, reassuring me that, wait until you get your clientele, wait until you are ready to, get that money and, be able to pay everything that I pay for with my job and everything. So, she was looking out for me and because I just wanted to jump right into it. And you can't always jump right into things. You got to make a plan. So that's what I did. I sat down at my desk at that doctor's office and I made a master plan. I wrote a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. I had a level one, a level two, a level three. I worked every equation out to where that I would eventually get to the point where I was making the same amount that I was making at my 9 to 5 job, and seeing how many, like for instance, how many clients that would take, how many retwists I would have to do in order to make that money, how much I would have to charge, how often I would have to work, how many hours I would have to work, how many days I would have to work. I wrote it all down on a piece of paper, and I still have that piece of paper. And I'm going to go ahead and post it on social media too. So check out my Instagram, check out my community page here on YouTube, and I'm going to post a picture of my master plan. And I just recommend anyone that wants to make that change and that leap of faith from one industry to another into owning your own business, just make a plan. You can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. And if I can do it, you definitely can do it. You just got to want it bad enough. You have to want it bad enough. And I wanted it really bad. I wanted to be able to be at my daughter's first day of school. I didn't want to miss anything. I wanted to be able to walk her to her class. I didn't want to have to ask permission to have a day off for her field trips. I didn't want to ask for time off if she's sick and couldn't go to school and I need to stay home with her. I knew that wasn't the life that I wanted. I wanted to be at everything for my daughter. I wanted to be a good mother. I also wanted to be a good wife. I wanted to be at home. I want to be able to make dinner for my husband. I want to make, him feel loved and proud of me. And he, is my rock. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't only going to make myself proud, I wanted to make him proud. I wanted to make my baby proud. I wanted to make my mama proud. I want to make my whole family proud of me for going after something, making a plan to do it, and seeing it through. So I was committed 100%. I would go 5 p.m., work till midnight, weekends all day, all night, soon to the point where I got a few good clients and I was like, okay, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice now. Boom, did it. The next day, after I put in my 2 weeks notice, 6 a.m. appointment, 8 a.m. appointment, 10 a.m. appointment, I was in it. I was working sun up to sundown, hustling, hustling, hustling. I mean, $50 retwist. $50 retwist. And I say it like that. Maybe you know me, maybe you don't. But right now, the starting price for a new client package on my website is $300 to $350. That is how much I charge now for my new client package. That's more than just a retwist, but that's just to give you an idea of where I've come in the last 4 years. When I first started as a junior loctician, I was charging $50 for my first clients so that I could get enough practice and enough experience and enough knowledge to charge more. You raise your price in any business that you are in. The better you get, the more you can charge. So I started at $50 because $50 was a good set price, for someone for a retwist. That's standard, okay? And I was new. I didn't have much experience. I didn't have many pictures of my work. You were pretty much jumping out on a limb, coming to me and trusting me. Now, and this is when your personality and your vibe and everything, your atmosphere and everything comes into place. Because if that wasn't right, no one would have even paid $50 for me to touch their head. And the thing about locks is you can't just let anybody into your hair. Your locks are a part of you. They're a part of your soul. They carry your energy. So it is very important to be careful who you let touch your locks. So for people to trust me, they trusted my loctician because she told them, you can go to Raina. I don't have any openings. You can go to Raina. So if it wasn't for her setting up that foundation for me, I wouldn't even be here in the time frame that I got here. It would have taken me so much longer to get to this point. So, whew, this is so much, y'all. I might have to just make a part two to this. I didn't realize. But okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Um, Nah, there's a good part. There's a really good part coming up next. But I'm already at 25 minutes. So you guys, I want you to watch part 2 of this video, okay? I'm gonna stop here, but I don't want you to go far. Let me make a part 2 to this video, and I'll see you again soon. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching.